All right, so we're gonna get into it because I don't have a lot of time. We are going to talk about how do you take a drink in the middle of the day? Because you didn't. Oh, Jay, you didn't hear my voice, like kind of like catch up, like. So I couldn't speak. I had to drink some drink. Okay, so we're gonna talk about yes. Shout out to my brother-in-law Jason Fredericks. Follow him. He's freaking hilarious. I just, I pretty much know amazing people in my life. I aspire to be like them because they're amazing people. Don't gag, daughter. Yeah, I was gagging. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, I've been doing my For Women Only scopes. And, hold on, I'm going to close the door. For Women Only scopes, and we've been talking about all the campaigns that I went through during my personal transformation journey. So the first one I went through was my Make Me Over campaign, and just so everybody's on the same page and kind of caught up, my Make Me Over campaign was about me going through the process of basically changing how I felt about myself and like changing my outside appearance. Good for you, Ashley. Thank you. I appreciate that. Part of that, the Make Me Over, was my You're Worth It campaign, telling myself that I'm worth the time it takes to get up in the morning and get dressed and put some makeup on and do my hair and like look nice and look presentable, all those different types of things. Yeah, everybody give Ashley a hand. Thank you. Let me know. You can feel free to email me, not text me, but email me or like Instagram me any of your Worth It campaigns that you're doing. I've been getting those and I love them. Yeah, everybody give her a hand. So again, that was part of my, yes, hashtag melanin on fleek, boo. And mine is on super fleek right now. I feel like this lighting is bad, but anyways, yeah, share with your followers, share with your friends. Thank you, Magmar. Thank you, Monique George. So that was it. And then I went through a, I went through a Make Me Over, then I went through You're Worth It, which all kind of correlates to each other. And I went basically from the outside in, I went from the inside out. Yeah, I went from the inside out, like physically going through the process of, literally going through the process of telling myself that I'm worth it. And then, just changing how I felt about myself, changing the standard of beauty that, ooh, God said, let there be light. Did y'all see that light change? Going through the process of changing what I thought was the standard of beauty, and looking at women who looked more like me, women who had their melanin on fleek, and, so yeah, I went through that. And then after that, so those were my first two campaigns. My third campaign was my Sex Me Over campaign. And this was about Melissa stirring her inner sex pot. I kind of got embarrassed when I said that. And that was important for me because, if you may not know, I, of course, grew up in the church. My mom was like a super saint. She was that mom who on Halloween, because Halloween was yesterday, instead of giving out candy, she would give out like the little military Bibles with like Bible scriptures that said, you're more than a conqueror, like to the little kids. And, kids would just go to the house and be like, thank you. I'm not coming back to that house next year. Yeah, that was my mom. So that's basically how I grew up. And when you grow up in that type of environment, yeah, like real life, when you grow up in the church, I feel like we have a very a skewed view of what sex is. We preach sex is bad, sex is bad, sex is bad, it's sinful, it's shameful, it's, all these things that are negative. It has a very negative connotation, a very negative tone to it. And then you get married or it even isn't discussed at all. That's true too. Then you get married and you feel like it's dirty, like it's wrong. Yes, Yes, I'm happy y'all agreeing with me that I'm not the only one who grew up like this. So then you get married, and now you're supposed to like break those chains of like it's bad, it's it's dirty, it's nasty, it's sinful, and be this sexual being for your husband. Doesn't work that way. At least it didn't for me. And I'm one of those people that grew up, yeah, you're supposed to break every chain. Just because you said I do all that years of like brainwashing is supposed to go away. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It doesn't work that way. And it didn't work that way for me. I grew up, again, I was a really, I used to feel guilty. Thank you for sharing, Lady Bugga. Child, I'm having the hardest time reading names. But she said I used to feel guilty for having sex with her husband for years. With her husband. Yeah, it's taboo to discuss it. Yes. And so you go through all these years of brainwashing. Then you have this magical day. You stand at the altar before your friends and family, before God. You say, I do. And now you're supposed to be a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yeah, for real, Jay, because I'm over here struggling with these names. Like, I don't know where the space is between the names, so I'm like, Gracelyn. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, and it didn't for me. For years, I would struggle with, how Ladybug, a.k.a. Lady A. Thank you. And now I totally see that. Okay, thank you, Lady A. So for years, I struggled with that. Like, okay, sex is important for my husband, and I couldn't figure out a way to, like, stir up the gift. I'm so churchy. I laughed at myself. So anyway, I had to go through the process of, my first thing that I did is learn about, I know y'all got me all off topic. I'm trying to read more of the comments, and so it's throwing me off a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna focus. So anyway, the first thing I had to do was learn more about sex, how it operates, how it works for women, and how it works and operates for men. And what I used to think is that, me and my oh so holy mindset was that sex was like an animalistic, subservient, like, emotion. And so for women, and I'm not saying this, so let me back up a little bit and give this disclaimer. This isn't the case for every woman. This isn't the case for every man. I can speak from my experience and books that I've read, and I can say that generally speaking, this is how it works for men and women. If this is not you, that's fine. Absolutely, 100%. Know that that's fine, and it doesn't have to apply to you. But generally speaking, this is how it works for most women, and generally speaking, this is how it works for most men. So if it's not you, please don't come in my comments, well, that ain't true for me. That ain't true for my husband. Ma'am, sir, I don't need it today. I don't need it today. I understand that it's not you. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be all 143 people in here. I'm just trying to tell you about my experience, okay? That's it. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, no ma'am. Please don't come for me in these comments. Y'all know how I feel about people coming for me in these comments. I'd be like, real, having an issue. So anyways, for most women, and I'm not sending for nobody. Listen, I don't even buy stamps, okay? So I'm not sending for nobody. So anyways, I'm just trying to forewarn y'all. No, I don't even want to have a black party. I just want to set up the framework for what's about to happen. So anyways, I had to learn about sex. And for me, sex was this submissive, it was just, or not submissive, but it was like a much lower, thank you, much, I don't know, it was like an animalistic lower type need of expressing love. And so I had a hard time because I was like, I can love you in so many other ways. I can show love to you in so many other ways. It doesn't always have to end in sex. And what I didn't realize is for a man, that is his way of expressing himself in love. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit different for men and women. So it's not, so the first thing I had to do was learn about sex, learn that I am a sexual being, learn that God created sex and that it is actually okay. And what happens is in the church, we're so busy preaching that, and I'm not bashing the church because I don't think it's ill-intentioned. I don't think that there's like, we just do it and we don't realize really what we're doing. So anyway, we teach that, you know, sex is bad. And the act of sex in and of itself is not bad. What happens is we take it out of the context in which God intended it to be, and that is what's sinful. Taking it out of the context that God created it to be is sinful. Sex in and of itself is not sinful. Sex in and of itself is not shameful. In the context of marriage, it's absolutely okay. But we've taken it out of the context. But yeah, they don't realize what they're doing. So we've taken it out of the context of marriage, and that's where the sin lies. But we've tainted sex. So then you get married, and because sex is now tainted, you have a hard time being a sexual being in now this context that it's absolutely a-okay for it to be sexual. So it's, I don't know, we have to do a better job of, you know, explaining that sex itself is not shameful. I hope I'm making sense. I'm kind of going all over the place. Am I making sense? Can I get like a hand clap or a thumbs up or something if I'm making sense? Because I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. So anyway, that was the first thing. Okay, good. Thank you. So that was the first thing I had to do. I had to like unbrainwash myself. I had to go and read books about sex and the way that God intended it to be. I had to go and read about what sex is and what it means for a man versus the way a woman operates and what it means for a woman. I had to go through and re-educate myself on what that is. And this, again, was all part of my Sex Me Over campaign. So the first thing I did, I feel like this hair is everywhere. That's one of the first things I did. So what I ended up doing was reading a book by, it's on my phone and I can't show y'all because my phone is on here. I read a book. Kev, do you know the book that I read? It was by, she's a Christian author, and the name of the book is The Good Girl's Guide to Great Sex. The Good Girl's Guide to Great Sex. The Good Girl's Guide to Sex. Yeah, Angelica Mister. Yeah, it's The Good Girl's Guide to Sex or The Good Girl's Guide to Great Sex. One of the two. She's a Christian author, and when I tell you this book, like, changed my life, like, it changed my life. Because it was the first, I do a lot of reading, and, oh, should I share? Can I share? Maybe I can't. Anyways, I do a lot of reading, and a lot of the books that I read, it feels like they're chastising you. Thank you. It is kind of nudie, huh? I always felt like they were like chastising. I don't want to read a book and feel like I'm getting a whooping. Like, that's not helpful to read a book and feel like, oh, okay, I'll try to do better. You didn't tell me how. You just told me that I should because I don't want to deprive my husband and I don't want him to cheat on me, so I'll try to do better. But it doesn't like empower you to do better. So I don't know, it was just really counterproductive. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it was just really, really counterproductive. So this was the first book that I read and I felt empowered to do better. Like, I don't know why I did that voice. Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to read a book and feel like you just got a whooping. That's counterproductive. I was about to suggest a book club. I don't mind leading it. Yeah, go ahead, Miss LaShawn. I have a lot of books. I keep saying I'm going to do a book club, and then I haven't. So feel free, and I'll join. I'll absolutely join. Just started. You guys can use audible.com because, like I said, I always have a hard time sitting down reading books, but I listen to books a lot, and it's wonderful. So anyways, that's one of the first things I had to do. I read this book, and it was the first book that I read, and I felt empowered. I felt empowered to do better. I felt empowered to be better. And the reason why is because she wrote the book in such a way that it helped change the mindset. She empowered you to feel like a sexual being. She empowered you to feel like it's okay to be sexy and want to be sexy and want to be pleasing of your husband, and know that sex isn't an act just for your husband, it's also an act for you. So it was just I recommend this book highly. Like, I absolutely, yes, Sheila Ray Gregoire, that's the name of the book. So if you're looking for the book, C.A. New Me, just said the author, and I think it's The Good Girl's Guide to Great Sex. Yes, audible.com/love hour. Audible.com/love hour. No, audibletrial.com/love hour. Audibletrial.com/love hour. And you will get your first book for free and your first month for free. And the way that it works is, you pay like $10 a month or something like that. And then you, get credits, and you can get a book for free every single month, basically, is the way it works. I still have it. I actually really, really like it. I've read like 2 or 3 books on there. Yes, audibletrial.com/ no, I just think it's Love Hour. Child, I'm struggling. Audibletrial.com/love hour. Yes. Miss Z-Fi, are you in a sorority? Because I knew that was Z-Fi. Oh, no, Optimistic Divorcees, it's /love hour. The Good Girl's Guide to Great Sex. Audibletrial.com/love hour. Yes, Angelica, you got it right, boo. That's it. Great book. Read it. Tell me what you think. I hope it's empowering to you, because it was absolutely world life-changing. Yes, it's a great book. So, again, those are the steps that I had to do. I had to understand that men are not lesser than women, because we have emotional needs and men have like sexual needs. That was like one of the first revelations that I had, because I used to legit feel like I don't understand why everything has to end in sex, because I can like cuddle and everything will be fine, and that's like way like more emotional connecting than just having sex. And for a man, it's not that way. Like, it's the exact opposite for a man. And so I had to learn that, and depriving your man of sex is depriving him of love, and that's the way that it works. And we would never, if a man told whatever our love language is, yeah, I'm on with these voices today. Whatever our love language is, if a man just withheld that from us, we would have an issue with that. And men feel the same way. Hi, Kristen. Men feel the same way about sex. Depriving them of sex is depriving them of their way of love, depriving them of their expression of love. And you really have to like understand that it's not because they're like a lesser form of humanity that God created, but it's just because we're created different, and that's okay. God created men and women different, and that's what it is. And because of that, it doesn't make them less than. It just makes them different. It makes them a man, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I was taught that men were wrong because they were sexually motivated. That's absolutely not true. And the point that I'm trying to make is that they're not wrong. You know, I was on with Erica Campbell, and she did her More Than Pretty, and somebody in one of the comments, because she posted, and was like, no, a real man that, you know, has a relationship with God wouldn't do this, that, or the other, something they were saying. And I was like, we twist things sometimes, I think, in our minds, to think that because we've been brainwashed to think that sex is sinful, that because a man desires sex, his relationship with God isn't as strong. And that has nothing to do with it. It really has to do with the way God created them and the way God created women. And it's just different. It has nothing to do about their relationship with God and how holy they are. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with just the way we're wired. The way we're wired is just different. And they're not less than. They're just men. They're men, period. And we're women. So we're different. So once you really understand that, and then you feel empowered, then all of a sudden the sex thing doesn't become a chore. And that's what it was for me, at least in the beginning. It was a chore. It was another thing to do to keep my husband happy. I got to go to work, I got to cook dinner, I got to get groceries, and now this is another thing that I have to do. And when you think about it that way, it's taxing, because it's not something you're interested in, it's not something that you desire. But when you recognize that I am a sexual being, God created me this way, He created those reproductive organs to reproduce, but there's a few in there that are solely for pleasure. Solely for pleasure. So why would God do that? Why would God put something in your body that's solely for pleasure? Because sex is something to be enjoyed, and I can enjoy it just as much as my husband can enjoy it. I like that is a move I've never heard of. Pineapple. Oh, I missed that. It is a good. What are y'all talking about? Am I missing it? Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to jump on here and say. I kind of feel like I'm going in circles. Read this book. It is a really, really, really good book. The difference should be complementary and blessings to all of. Yes, I separate God and sex. Yes, and that's what we do. We don't have literally. It's so. Read this book, y'all. The name of the book is The Good Girl's Guide to Great Sex. It's a great book. I really hope that it's as powerful and, impactful on you guys as it was for me, because I'm like really selling it right now as it. Listen, I don't get a kickback on this book, whether you like it or not. I don't even know Sheila Ray Gregoire, whatever her name is. I just really like the book. I'm not married right now where God has me, and that's why there must be order. Absolutely. And part of it, and I'm going to say this too, ladies, if you are struggling with sex, and that part of your relationship, I definitely recommend. I didn't do this on purpose at the time, but now looking back on it, it was actually really important for me to go through these campaigns in the order in which I did them. So it was really important for me to go and work on my inside and work on my mind and how I felt about me. Work on telling myself I'm beautiful as I am, without change, without exception. It was really important for that to happen first. Once I changed my thought process about me, I changed my outside. And I could change my outside because I felt differently about how I felt inside. I felt worthy now to wake up and get dressed and buy some earrings and get my hair done and get my nails done and get my eyebrows done and keep myself up because I felt differently about myself inside. So I definitely recommend going through the steps in order. Work on yourself, the inside. Work on your mind. Work on those inner monologues that you're having with yourself. Then change what you see when you look in the mirror so you can like what you see, Then I was able to say, okay, boo, you feeling fleeky. Now present that to your husband. And you're so much more comfortable and confident presenting. You see, I'm really trying hard to keep this PG. Presenting yourself to your husband when you feel good. It's so much easier when you feel good about yourself. So for me at least, it was really important to go through it in that order. And I definitely recommend, if you are taking on any of these campaigns, that you go in that order, because it'll relay in the bedroom, if that makes sense. So definitely go through, tell yourself that you're worth it, buy those new outfits, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money. I think we have to have a bunch of money to do things, but at the end of the day, you could give yourself a Manny and Petty. You could do your eyebrows yourself. Be careful though, because you don't want to mess up your eyebrows. Please have a strong brow game. Watch a YouTube video first and learn where to plug so you don't over plug here and be looking a hot mess. But you can do your own eyebrows. I've taught myself how to do makeup off YouTube. You can do the same, so just do those different things so you can, feel good about yourself. And then it's so much, if you want to lose weight, man, I'm here to tell you, go do it. Tell yourself that you are worth getting up earlier, if that's what it takes, and working out, because you are. And when you don't do it, and then you look in the mirror later that night and you don't feel good about yourself, nobody likes that feeling. So tell yourself, tomorrow, if you're going to start tomorrow, you are worth getting up earlier. And you are worth putting the burger aside and instead doing something else. Don't tell yourself, I'm worth this burger because I love myself, when you're going to feel horrible afterwards, because it's counterproductive. So tell yourself you're worth not having it so you can look good later, if that's your struggle, whatever it is, so do those steps to tell yourself that you are worth it, and whatever it is for you. If it's doing your hair, for me, that was a big thing. I used to not get my hair done but once or twice a week. And it wasn't even a money thing. It was just because I didn't want to go. I don't know. I was dumb. having, getting dressed and only putting on sweats. I would stay in the house and do my makeup just to tell myself I'm worth it, So anyways, I'm kind of going in circles. Lose it is, yes. I'm going to read some of your comments. What time is it? Because I got to go pick up my husband. It's really important after you have kids because they change your body. Yes, it is. And what happens is, for women, we get caught up in these roles, man. We get caught up in the role of wife. We get caught up in the role of coworker, of sister, of mom. And we forget that there is a single person here that doesn't have a title, and she needs to be maintained, and she needs to be taken care of, and she needs to be cared for. And so if you neglect her, you're really no good as a coworker, you're really no good as a mama, you're really no good as a sister, you're really no good in all those other areas of life. So be a better you for you, and then you could be a better you for your kids and for your husband and for your sister and for your mama and for your employer. But be better you first. And don't do it for your husband. Don't do it for your kids. Do it for you, because you are worth doing it for. You know what I'm saying? That was real. Yes, we forget us. You forget me. Me, myself, and I, for trying to take care of your husband and your wife and all these. Your husband and your wife, child. Don't take care of your husband and your wife. Trying to take care of your husband and your kids. Yes. You have to be balanced. You have to take care of yourself. You have to tell yourself you're worth it. Yes, Shari. I had to make my role as a wife a priority after I had my daughter. That's right. And you do. And yeah, it should be in that order. It is the funniest, weirdest thing, just staring at yourself when there's no comments coming up. It's like, I don't know, a little weird. It makes you want to be like, okay, let's end this. Thank you. It's super weird. Really weird. That's part of the problem. He shut me out and won't tell me why. Oh, I missed it. Don't forget to mention the conference you may have. I haven't. I like to do it at the end, because that's when more people are, although I've lost 40 people, 30 people. Thank you. Do you do seminars? Oh, well, speaking of seminars, here's a good segue. So, my friends and I, so it'd be myself, Shari Lachelle, All Natural, her name is Charisse, Deandra, Giselle MUA, and Dana, and her is the core, I think, the whole core. We are going to do a Gab Fest. We've decided to steer clear of conference because we don't want it to sound like super, super churchy. We want it to be kind of a relaxed, fun environment. So we're going to have a Gab Fest over a weekend, the whole core. In Atlanta in March, we're thinking of. If you are interested in coming and attending and being a part of our very first one and getting to meet all of us and just being a part of a fun weekend, we're going to talk about things like what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about Shari and Charisse are the optimistic divorcees, relationship stuff, makeup stuff, just all types of stuff. Send us ideas, topics that you're interested in. Feel free to email loveyourselfconference@gmail.com. Thank you, Laugh Sober. That's loveyourselfconference@gmail.com. Just send us a quick email saying that you're interested. We will come out with more. Oh, yay, Melby. We will have more information coming to you as far as registration is concerned, exactly where it's going to be, the exact weekend, all of that coming your way. We're having, our own telecons on a weekly basis. We don't have an exact date in March. We have a few that we're I don't want to give you wrong information. So it'll be in March. It'll be in Atlanta. Once we confirm, you guys will definitely know. We will for sure blast it across all forms of social media. So you guys will know. But if you're interested in going, please email loveyourselfconference@gmail.com. And we will start an email trail, an email string, an email train, I don't know the right word, but an email list, there we go, and send you guys all the information so that way you can be in the know, as we know. I was kicked. Oh, I'm sorry, Pastor Salinas. I'm such a dork. Sorry, what's the email? loveyourselfconference@gmail.com. You're welcome. I really, truly believe, yes, Salinas, that my braces are on fleek right now. That transparency is ministry. Like, I've said that so many times, but I really, 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 truly believe that transparency is ministry. I think a lot of times in ministry, we think we have to preach and teach from a I have arrived perspective, and, you know, I'm here to admonish you to do better, and I don't think that that's always the most helpful. I think sometimes the most helpful is saying, listen, man, I've been there, done that, still going through it, and these are some of the things that I've worked on to help me do better. Not because I've arrived, but because I'm working and wanting to do better, and these are the things that I've done. And I just feel like that's more, I just feel like that's more relatable, and I can learn from you just as much as you can learn from me, because I haven't arrived and I don't have it all together. That's one of the reasons why I do share my testimony and my story, is because I think on social media it's so easy to put people up and think and compare yourself, like, oh, she has all of her stuff together, I bet she doesn't never have this problem, and I have all these issues, and I bet you she just has this perfect life, and yada yada yada. And that's just not reality. You're always going to present your best self on social media, because when my hair's not done, I'm not trying to take a picture, because you won't be Snapchatting me, screenshotting me in your group chats, talking about, look at Miss KevOnStage, her hair is a hot nappy mess. No ma'am, I won't be, not me, not I, won't be in your group chat with you talking about me. No ma'am. So no, you don't get to see that side of me. You don't. But my friend Deandra was just at my house 2 hours ago, and my hair was pin curled up, and I had not real clothes on. But that's my friend. You come to my house, you be my friend, you get to see me like that. But on this form, no ma'am, it's not gonna happen. I don't believe in workout pictures, sweat, and do-rag. No ma'am. I'll show you a before and after that says, this is how cute I was before, and this is how cute I am now. But you will not snapshot me in your group chats. And I know what happens, because I got them. Listen, sir and ma'am, yes I do. So yeah, anyway, I don't even know how I got over there. Any more questions? Because Isaiah, what time is it? No, I bind all gym flow pictures. Isaiah, what time is it? Oh, I know why I was telling y'all. Because I do believe that transparency is ministry. 10:49. So it's 9:49. Okay, I got like 10 minutes. This is my first time. Thank you, Ashy. See, I be struggling. 9:50 your time. Yeah, I got 10 minutes. I have to go at 10. Can you come to Seattle and do a love? Girl, I did a love hour in Seattle, our very first one, but we're gonna try to come back. Yes, Mel B, some people are too transparent. Like, I don't want to know all that. I have to watch and can't participate. Anything else? Mel B in here, I watched one of her first scope. She's actually a makeup artist. Feel free to follow her. I don't do, I think someone asked me that. I don't do makeup tutorials. And the reason why is because, did I pick my nose? Sorry. Oh, you know why? It's because I have a highlight. Look at that highlight. It's kind of fleeky, huh? But because I have oily skin, I have a hard time balancing dewiness and oiliness. And I kind of feel like I'm a little oily. But anyways, I forgot. Oh, I don't do makeup tutorials because I don't feel like I am qualified to do makeup tutorials. I am a makeup enthusiast. I do know a little bit of something, but I am not a makeup artist. I haven't gone to school. I just watch a whole bunch of YouTube tutorials. I could tell you who I've watched, who I enjoy, but yeah, so yeah, that's why I don't do them. It's a fine line between dewy and oily. I mean, two sides of the same coin, and I walk it sometimes because I feel like I'm just over dewy and a little bit at oily. What did my daddy say? My daddy is amazing. I didn't know he was still in here. Okay. I think that's it. Girl, go ahead in your ministry. Thank you. I think that's it. I'm a little bit hungry. So, we will be back. Kevin will be back next week. He doesn't have an out of town show. Thank the Lord. Oh, thank you, Daddy. Don't doubt yourself. Let's eat it. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Again, as always, I hope I've helped somebody. I hope you're able to get something out from our time together. Just to kind of do closing. Oh, I should do this. Okay. You can follow me on social media at Miss KevOnStage on Instagram, on Twitter. I only join during award shows because I like to be messy. You can follow me on Facebook or friend me on Facebook at Melissa Fredericks. And I think that's it. Again, the conference is loveyourselfconference@gmail.com. Feel free to email us if you would like to be part of that email list. Yes, to the nations we scope, and I think that's it. Am I missing anything, or any of my friends in here that could tell me if I missed anything? Yes, catch the replay. Transparency, hopefully, but you like to. I do. I don't know why on the award shows it can get a little bit messy in there, but it's kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. Lisa, I love PTO. What's PTO? Pardon the interruption. Oh, that's PTI. Oh, I love you too, Kevin. I'll see you in like 45 minutes. Love yourself. Oh, yes. And audibletrial.com/lovehour if you're interested in listening to books on audio. The name of the book that I recommend is The Good Girl's Guide to Great Sex by Sheila Ray, W-R-A-Y, Gregoire. Great book. Phenomenal book. If you read it, let me know what you think. And I think that's it. Yes. Thank you guys so much. I will see you at the conference.